Fans of Coronation Street voiced their frustration after a key moment they expected to see during the tense clash between Sarah Platt and Theo Silverton never actually happened. Regular viewers have watched Sarah step up to support Todd Grimshaw, who recently endured a brutal assault following months of domestic abuse inflicted by Theo. In the episode that aired on April 15th, the focus shifted entirely to Todd's ordeal, highlighting the serious issue of domestic violence as he attended a police station to have his injuries officially recorded. During this process, he shared a silent but powerful exchange with another abuse survivor who looked visibly shaken upon seeing him. Todd later opened up to DC Kit Green and DS Lisa Swain, explaining in detail the abuse he had suffered. At the same time, events unfolded elsewhere as Gary Windass confronted Theo, threatening him with a wrench before forcing him into a van and taking him straight to the police station, where he was arrested on suspicion of ABH and false imprisonment. Despite attempts to shift blame onto Todd during questioning, Theo was kept in custody overnight while Lisa continued the investigation. However, in the following episode on April 16th, Todd's friends and family, including Sarah, were stunned to learn that Theo might soon be released while police gathered further evidence, such as video recordings Todd claimed would prove everything. Officers confiscated Theo's devices, while Gary pointed out that Theo had been loading bags into his van earlier, suggesting he may have been planning to flee. Although Maria urged Gary to stay out of the situation and trust the authorities, Sarah decided to take matters into her own hands. She approached Theo's unlocked van and began searching through the contents, eventually finding another iPad. But before she could act, Theo appeared behind her and issued a threatening warning about reporting her to the police for tampering with his vehicle. Sarah managed to escape the confrontation, but Kit later criticized her actions, warning that she could have damaged the investigation. Many viewers, however, felt something crucial was missing from the scene, as they had expected Gary to show up and protect Sarah. Online reactions reflected this disappointment, with several fans saying they had been hoping Gary would intervene and stand up to Theo, especially given past hints that he and Sarah could rekindle their relationship. A newly released spoiler clip for Coronation Street hints that Eva Price could be pushed toward a deadly decision involving Megan, as Maggie's influence grows stronger. Viewers are already aware that Megan had been secretly manipulating Will Driscoll over a long period, while his family remained completely unaware of the abuse until it was exposed recently. The truth began to unravel when Sam Blakeman, who had been pressured into silence by Megan, was admitted to hospital. When Leanne Battersby questioned him about his behavior and drug use, Sam finally revealed everything about Megan, leaving Leanne to pass the shocking information on to Will's family, who were devastated by the betrayal. As Megan's pregnancy became known, Eva suggested that the child could serve as crucial evidence to prove what Megan had done to Will. At the same time, Maggie confronted Megan directly and issued a clear threat. However, Megan twisted the situation in her favor, falsely claiming she had lost the baby due to an alleged incident involving Maggie, when in reality she had chosen to end the pregnancy. In upcoming scenes, the Driscoll family are left heartbroken after learning that authorities have decided to drop the case against Megan due to insufficient proof. Ben reacts badly to the news and directs his anger at Ollie, accusing him of failing to protect his brother, while Eva steps in to defend Ollie, sparking a tense argument between them. In a preview clip from the April 20th episode, Ben returns to the Rover's return, where his clash with Eva continues to escalate. Meanwhile, Maggie overhears their heated exchange and becomes convinced that Megan must be dealt with, subtly encouraging Eva to take matters into her own hands. Eva appears uncertain about Maggie's true meaning, but her quiet reaction suggests she understands the implication. It's worth remembering that Maggie has a dark past, having previously taken a life, something revealed in a flashback episode last year. Megan is also among several characters potentially at risk, following an earlier flash-forward storyline that teased a death set to be revealed later in April. Other possible victims include Jody Ramsey, Theo Silverton, and Carl Webster, adding to the mystery surrounding who might not survive. The big question now is whether Eva could be the one to end Megan's life, or if another character will seek their own form of revenge. Debbie finally manages to cut Carl out of her life in Coronation Street, but it's far from certain that he's gone for good. As Carla Connor and Lisa Swain prepare to tie the knot, a dark twist looms over the celebrations, with death set to strike among the guests. One of Weatherfield's most notorious troublemakers is expected to die, with suspects including Maggie Driscoll, Jody Ramsey, Theo Silverton, Megan Walsh, and Carl Webster himself. Ever since arriving on the street, Carl has created havoc, leaving a trail of destruction that has given several people a motive to want him gone. He betrayed his own brother Kevin by having an affair with Abby, ultimately destroying their marriage before discarding her without remorse. Carl was also behind the hit and run that left Tyrone Dobbs seriously injured, adding yet another enemy to his list. On top of that, he played a role in the Corriedale crash that led to Billy Mayhew's death and manipulated Debbie by exploiting her dementia, convincing her to take the blame. When Debbie later revealed a huge family secret, Carl played the victim, despite allowing her to face prison while her health deteriorated. Following her release, he pretended to be a caring son, though his true motive appeared to be gaining access to her money to settle his own debts. Ronnie Bailey quickly saw through Carl's intentions and was furious at how he was taking advantage of Debbie's vulnerable state. Kevin Webster and Ryan Connor also recognized Carl's behavior, leading to a plan to push him out of Weatherfield for good. Meanwhile, Summer Spellman confronted Debbie with suspicions that Carl caused the crash, though Carl claimed Theo was actually responsible and used that information to his advantage. He even tried to exploit Summer's grief by offering proof in exchange for a large sum of money from Billy's life insurance. When Debbie discovered Carl's actions, she was furious and ordered him to leave, triggering further distress due to her condition. Ronnie eventually confronted Carl at the Rovers, warning him to leave town or face serious consequences for worsening Debbie's health. As tensions continue to rise, Carl becomes even more desperate, especially after Debbie refuses to give in to his attempts at blackmail over the hotel. Ryan grows irritated when Carl behaves as though he owns the place, helping himself freely to drinks at the hotel. Debbie soon puts an end to his behavior, making it clear that he will not gain control of her business. She later calls him to the flat and tells him he can have some money but must stay away from her permanently. At Carla and Lisa's wedding, Debbie hands Carl an envelope of cash and firmly cuts ties, insisting she never wants to see him again. While it might seem like a resolution, cutting Carl off financially could make him even more dangerous, as he now has nothing left to lose. With his future uncertain and tensions at breaking point, the question remains whether Carl's story is truly over, or if something far more deadly is about to unfold.